It's not too hot. You still got a lot. You still got like over an hour of light in summer.
Yeah. Hey everybody, it's time for the Great Ace Attorney. We're
Steven was
back.
about to say something very problematic about Middle America.
Alright. Game, are you on screen? Yeah, you are. Let's find out how this lady almost died of drinking poison. Nope, not
Hello,
that.
Momo guy.
Examine? I assume the dead rat. That mouse seems to be dead, look.
That's very astute.
I didn't notice it there before, did you?
Yes. I think perhaps it drank the medicine that spilled out of the bottle. But that's the bottle Miss Green was about to drink from when we arrived.
Gasp! The rat did die. You don't think... Ah, I see you've come to appreciate the true nature of this scene. That of a tragedy about to take place. Yes, I think it's falling into place. No, listen, I knew Josh was right about the dead rat. We saw it last time.
I did die, Josh. Of course I was right.
Yeah. Josh is always right.
Yeah.
It's uncanny.
Always right. Always correct about things.
This screen, the contents of the bottle you had before has spilt out on the floor. And the poor mouse that drank it has sadly died.
Oh, right. Little German boy. Oh!
I think it's clear that the bottle must have contained a powerful poison.
Don't worry. I will attend to the mouse presently.
What do you mean? Getting rid of it? Ah, fuck! Hey, hi everybody. Thanks for the raid, Alexi. Alice, that's the one. I got there eventually.
bro, what are you doing?
Listen, it goes by many names. Hey everybody, I'm Supes. I'm a variety streamer. Stream a lot of mystery games and JRPGs, and this is one of them. The mystery game, as that is. Miss Green. There's a rat. It died. It's not on the screen anymore. Susato took care of it presently. Were you intending to go the same way as that rodent? To take your own life?
Oh.
Once we'd left, you would have put it to your lips again, wouldn't you? And taken the poison.
I don't
very
like the phrase of put it to your
accusatory.
lips. You would have put it to your lips, wouldn't you? You dumb little bastard. No! Miss Green, please talk to us.
I don't believe it. Well, I guess we could look at this letter. It definitely feels as though this card must be relevant. I mean, when we first arrived, Miss Green was standing with it in her hand in what can only be described as a very tense atmosphere.
Yes. It may very well be related to whatever incident Mr. Sholmes believes is about to happen here. Suzato, do you not know, or are you just trying to be polite? Perhaps we should ask Mrs. Green about it. Miss Green, even.
It's a letter. B. Suicide. 10 seconds later, and we would have arrived at a very different scene here. In all probability, we would not have enjoyed this most delightful conversation. But turn it around, it's also a note. I don't remember what that bit is from, but it was a good bit, I remember it. It seems like an Airplane-ass bit, but I don't think it was from Airplane. Oh,
Not
it was
that I recall.
SpongeBob. That's what it was. And then there's something about there's also a message, yeah. Of course, perhaps it hasn't been quite so delightful from your perspective, Miss Green.
Actually, in a way, now that everything's out in the open, I feel like a weight has been lifted.
Tell me, how did you acquire that medicine? You'll see some dipshit in a pink Shakespeare costume.
He told me to kill myself. He would.
Yeah,
Imagine that's
he
what he said
definitely
while
would.
T-posing.
He's doing that dance and just mouthing, kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself.
Shamster walks up to you, begins doing his sham dance, and just whispering killers. Frankly, I would. Just to get away from him. Well, this has been a hospital and all. When the doctor came to examine me in the morning, he always leaves the medicine cabinet open for a while. So I snuck this out when he wasn't looking.
That's very irresponsible of the doctor. It conspicuously lacks a label. I wonder what it contains.
I'm afraid I don't really know. But I thought if I drank it, it might just stop the pain somehow.
That's very sad.
Oh, please, Miss Green, don't talk of such things.
Well, it seems clear now that it contains poison.
Yes, that poor little mouse is proof of that. Oh no. Oh, it's all my fault. What have I done?
I shall remove this to my office, Miss Green. I take it you have no objection.
No, none.
I feel like you should have to ask the doctor about that, but...
Do you think Sholmes is asking doctors for things?
The envelope, the part of the envelope.
The envelope! That part of the envelope is missing. He read the letter before it ended up with Mr. Garadeb.
Oh.
Somehow. Wait, or is this the different letter?
No, this
is
the
the letter we gave her, right?
No, we haven't given her this. We don't. We haven't seen this letter. We saw part of the envelope in Shamspeare's
I know we saw part of the envelope, Steven. I'm talking about the letter we got from Mr. Garadeb.
I don't think we
that we gave Miss Green.
That's a different one. I don't think we have that anymore. I think we gave that to her.
Okay.
But I don't think we. No, we did read it because Sholmes read it. He was just like, yeah, I love to spy on people. Yeah. This is part of this piece of evidence. We don't know what's in this letter. I don't think.
Neither the sender's name nor address appear to be written on the envelope or the card. It arrived by post at my home the day before the incident that put me in the hospital here.
I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance.
The boys.
Wait a minute. The 17th of this month? That's the day you were stabbed on Briar Road.
And 5 p.m.
is precisely the time when the incident occurred. The Slug and Saloon, yes. A pub on the northern corner of Briar Road. Briar Road being the street that Mr. Garadeb's house is on.
Does this mean that... Yeah, I'm sure you've guessed. That day when I was struck in the back by the knife, I was actually on my way to the Slug and Salad.
What a terrible name for a pub. So that's what you were doing on Briar Road that day.
I'm sorry I didn't say anything before. I think I really will have to ask you to excuse me now. I've told you everything.
Yes, I'm very sorry to have had to drag up such painful memories for you.
No, it's fine. Miss Green. Please promise us you won't try to do anything like that again. Yes, don't worry. Your detective friend has the bottle now anyway.
I could never find
Well,
poison anywhere else.
I mean, not to be that guy, but like that doesn't necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
There's other methods.
And besides, I've been stabbed on the back and had a close shave with a bottle of poison. And I'm still here. I think I'm destined to see things through to the end. It might sound a little conceited, but well, that's how this has made me feel.
Leaving Miss Green and St. Bartholomew's behind, we made our way back to Baker Street with Mr. Sholmes. Well, it would appear we've reached the end of the investigative trail for today. Yes, it's late. And, Mr. Naruhado, did you discover anything that may be of use to you in court tomorrow, do you think? Details about Mr. Shamspeare, Mr. Garrett's lodgings, the convict, Selden. There are many facets to this case, and we're yet to see to the heart of it, if you ask me. That's my feeling, anyway.
I can't help but wondering about the results of the analysis.
Into Mr. Natsume's tea, you mean?
Yes. Will they have found strychnine in it or not?
Well, I fear that either way, it will be hard to escape the grip of our friend Mr. Reaper.
Oh dear.
Yes, Barak von Zeeks.
Baron?
Barak.
Obama?
Yeah, see, I had read it as Baron the first couple times too, but if it's not.
Huh.
I had to double take when I was looking it up, and I went, excuse me? Did I just read that wrong for an entire game?
Yes.
Apparently I did. But I wish you every success, of course, and though I was late to rise this morning, tomorrow will be a new dawn. I intend to spring from my bed at a crisp hour and attend the trial. I don't believe you.
Mr. Sholmes, you're going to come?
Indeed. Whatever happens, I shall be there, assuming my eyelids cooperate in the morning. Well, I think we've done all we can. All that's left is to remain focused and keep fighting for Mr. Natsume's cause until the very end. London, the world's most prosperous city, home to some 6 million people. But away from the razzle-dazzle, down back alleys and behind bricked-up windows, the lonely lurk.
It's funny every time.
The Seki-san had battled long and hard with loneliness during his many months here. And so I felt honor-bound to battle equally hard for my compatriot, to lift the curse that gripped him. And Mr. Sholmes said tomorrow would be a new dawn, for all of us. We're getting a to be continued? Yeah, there it is. It just took a second. Yeah, so things are starting to become a little bit more clear to me. Obviously, Shamspeare is off after that fool's treasure. And
His golden riches.
And he thinks it's somewhere in the apartment. Specifically, I think he thinks it's in Natsume's room.
Which would make sense, because that was Selden's room.
Right. Or if the treasure itself is not there, a clue is. 23rd February, 9:23 a.m., the Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber. Hi.
It's all coming together. Hey, Natsume. What's up, man? Is he gonna pretend to be a cat again, do you think? This is
We're
it
just
then, Mr.
ignoring
Narada.
him. Yes, it's time to put an end to this now. To the miserable curse that's been plaguing Mr. Natsume. To everything.
And in my own way, Smallwood, I shall do everything I can to help you.
I always appreciate your help, Mr. Sato.
Sovereign Soseki selfishly sidelined. Ah.
Good morning to you too, Mr. Natsume.
Good morning! Good morning, locum student, Mr. Naruto Esquire! Listen to you two, chatting away happily if the main player of today's trial isn't here. Right here. Why would you do that? Why? Oh dear, we didn't mean to cause offense, Mr. Natsume.
We just sort of assumed that you were pretending to be a cat.
I thought perhaps that because you had your eyes shut so tightly, you were meditating, finding inner calm. It seemed wrong to disturb you. I was waiting! What's the matter, Mr. Natsume? You seem different somehow today. Why, naturally. That's because I've obtained spiritual enlightenment.
Uh-huh.
The path of literature, you see, is a journey to discover one's own death. Or such like. That's the sort of morning conversation I was hoping for. That's why I had my eyes shut.
I missed the signs, I'm afraid. Somehow. You'll have to forgive me.
This is the man that's got spiritually enlightened right there. And you mustn't talk of your path leading you to death, Mr. Natsume. That was just an example!
Oh yes, there it is. Inner calm.
You barely came to see me at all yesterday. I was sure you'd abandon me and return to our beautiful, long-lost homeland. We've not even been in Great Britain a week yet.
Boy, that's... Ooh.
I know, right? Busy week.
Holy shit. Yes, well, anyway. I intend to set everything straight in court today. I'm determined to uncover the truth.
I've been in London for 5 days. 8 people around me have died. I don't know what's happening anymore. I think some guy who I thought was a baron, turns out his name is Barack. He's racist?
There's a lot happening here. He's been in 3 trials in less than a week.
Yeah, I know. Doesn't make sense, does it? Really feels like they didn't need to make the timeline that harsh.
Like, I get that this one and the last one are so close to each other. I didn't realize the first one was like 2 days before that.
I've actually reached an important decision myself.
Oh? What sort of decision?
I shall fill you in after the trial.
Alright. Then why'd you bring it up?
It's called being dramatic. Would seem Mr. Sholmes isn't coming today after all. It's a very clever message, I think. My dear fellows, you must win this battle on your own merits.
It's a very clear message, I think, that he's overslept again.
He's just fucking, he's just passed out. And like, he's like taking one of them power naps so he can wake up and do like 8 more lines of cocaine. The great detective, my arch nemesis. Long may he stay away, if you ask me.
Defendant and your legal representative, the trial's about to begin. Make your way into the courtroom immediately. Today, once again, we face the Reaper. And when the Reaper stands for the prosecution, the defendant's fate is sealed. But I don't believe in that legend any more than I believe in Soseki-san's curse. The truth is hidden here somewhere, and I won't let it escape me. I have to keep believing in my client and keep fighting to the very end. That's all. "23rd February, 9:40 a.m. The Old Bailey, courtroom." Thought there was going to be a number after that. There's only one, though.
By the name of Her Majesty the Queen, F. I hereby declare this court to be in session.
R.I.P. to a real one. Hashtag girl
I
power.
call upon.
What? Huh?
Huh? I call upon the counsel for the prosecution and defense to declare their willing probably.
I'm not a vampire. The prosecution is ready.
Yes, the defense is ready.
Also, I've remembered that my name is Barrick, so that's fun for me.
Woo! I thought I had the title, but instead I just had a cool name.
Well, cool is a stretch. Let's not get hasty.
Very good. I will call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury, chosen by a lot to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to proceed? Absolutely. This is when we told you mock my words.
I feel obliged to say, I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat is sitting just right. Oh, well, I wonder if you could adjust my hat for me, and please be as ruthless as you like.
Wow, hold on, man.
Whoa.
I might like that guy now.
Thieves deserve to die, if you ask me, especially gas thieves. I've no sympathy for the man at all.
They didn't change out her after revealing.
Nope. Not relevant.
Look, I said it yesterday and I'll say it again now. I don't have time for this. I've got my own problems.
Yeah, may the Lord show us all the light here and lead his flock to a righteous verdict again today.
I'm still big on Jesus.
Now, hold on, 6. What can you tell us? The prosecution's report, please, for the court, in relation to the theory expounded by the defense yesterday regarding the defendant's tea.
So he does have the results.
Yes, but I'm not going to tell you. You'll have to guess. Before the prosecution delivers the black news about the black tea belonging to the blackguard. See, it doesn't work because
It doesn't
blackguard
work
just
because
sits
that's not
out.
how you. It's not how
You don't say
it.
blackguard. That's.
It's not how you say
They
it.
tried. That's blackguard, yeah.
Yeah.
In the dock. Pray, allow me a moment to savor a liquid of a more sanguine hue. I'm not a vampire. In fact, I'll defer to the good detective. Hi, Gregson. The good detective for the report. He is to you, Inspector.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Amy Gregson. I indicate our defense. We found bar soap just outside the victim's window in the snow.
You mean about how blackguard is spelled? Is said?
Is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that one because I think it's one of those words that I actually had heard out loud before I saw it written down.
Yeah.
I don't remember
it's like
where. It was in a
blackguard.
show of some kind.
I think I've been saying blackguard, but it's blackguard. But either it's not blackguard. I don't, because English is fucking nonsense.
Stupid.
Well, guys, why is this fucking pronounced colonel? There's not even an R in it.
And there was indeed a frozen reddish liquid, a little depression on the top of it.
Yes, that's the tea. That's what Mr. Natsume brought with him that night.
Yes, that's the T.
Well, the brains at the yard analysed it, and yes, you're right, it was tea. There wasn't a trace of strychnine or any other toxic substance in it.
Aha!
No poison at all.
In other words, the tea that the defendant brought with him to the victim's room is innocent. It's in the clear. What a revelation!
I'm always expecting the judge to be like, great googly moogly,
Hey, wait! Blah, 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 blah.
as I suspected. This makes it quite clear. The defendant, Mr. Saseki Natsume, is
Me when I'm
blameless here.
cleaning a window. My learned friend is jumping to conclusions again. A typical Nipponese reaction.
Me holding up a bottle of Windex. This makes it quite clear.
This makes it quite clear.
What?
Yes, it's true. No poison was found in the few drops of liquid recovered from the soap on the window ledge. But what logic is that? Would you take a drop from the Thames and conclude that the water in the ocean isn't salty?
That's horseshit.
My word, the water in the ocean is extremely salty, Council.
I drink it every day.
I slurp the water up. Go, go, go. Find me at the shoreline, drinking like a fish.
Exactly. This proves my point somehow. Unfit for drinking, just as the victim's tea was on the night in question, as the court has already heard. Bitter was the precise word from the lips of Mr. William Shamspeare, whom the prosecution now calls back to the stand.
I love that they were like, yep, we only need a drop to determine if there was any poison in that. Well, we found a drop, there was no poison. Yes, but that, shut up.
His argument seems to be, was that an order line? What happened? Oh,
Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's request.
Whoops, I just didn't see one at all.
I was like, I was about to say something, and then you progressed the dialogue, and I just got confused. I think his argument is kind of supposed to be like, well, just because that tea wasn't poisoned doesn't mean the rest of it wasn't. And I'm like, are you implying that he poisoned only some of the tea somehow? I guess.
Yeah,
I guess, because they both drank it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I guess their claim is that he put the tea in the cup or something. Maybe.
I
just
just don't know.
Mr. Shamspeare.
Yes, it sounds like we're going to have another confrontation with our theatrical friend. I was going to say theoretical. That's not what that says.
Philip, show Mr. Shamspeare to the stand.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, God.
Mr. William Shamspeare, the victim of this despicable crime.
Oh, heaven, oh, hell, do you command me to remember? Forsooth, 'twas I, Shamspeare, did have a bellyful of the foul fluid given in mine innocence.
Maybe don't say foul fluid given.
Given.
Yes, but as was revealed in yesterday's proceedings, the witnesses brought us innocent as we had perhaps first been led to believe.
By using bars of soap such as this, he has been stealing gas from the supply company, yes.
One may smile and be a villain. Forsooth, 'twas I, Shamspeare, did have a room full of the sweet fuel given.
That's right, fellow George. Don't forget, this man is a rotten thief. I haven't forgotten. Kept all about the nice coins a tidy secret in ya. You should have owned up sooner.
Arrest him, I say. Arrest him at once. Let him feel the sting in my tail. Huh?
Get it? Because she's a bee? Because she's a bee?
Oh, indeed.
Because she's a bee? Do you get it? Because she's a bee?
Because she's a bee. By dint of vile and cowardly means have I plotted to further mine own ends, I confess. Thou wouldst not pardon my sins, of that I am sure. If you acknowledge your wrongdoing, what exactly are you doing here? Cowards die many times before their deaths. And for a coward such as I, death be well deserved. But would it that a greater crime still passeth unpunished? For lo, the hairy-faced gentleman of farther east than Verona did contrive to poison me.
Objection!
Objection!
Farther east than Verona describes a lot of places, Shamspeare.
But there was no poison in the tea found in your room. The police have attested to that.
What the defense would assert as an inconsistency will quickly be cleared up by the witness's testimony. Is that not so, Mr. Shamspeare?
I know that the way that this has to work in, like, the fiction of the game, right, is that fucking he sat down with Shamspeare and went, okay, what really fucking happened here, dipshits? Like, they had to sit down and have a conversation, just the two of them.
If you don't stop speaking like this, I'm going to drain your blood right here and call it a day.
Verily, my liege, I would the most gladly speak.
Very well. Let the witness testify to explain this inconsistency. The court law is that the poison apparently entered your body, though none was found in the tea.
Witness testimony. The tea inconsistency. The
They could
Japanese
call it
man.
the inconsistent
The
tea.
inconsistent tea. The Japanese man did come to my chamber with tea brewed in a pot.
Ha! You take out some words that says chamber pot.
Got him. 'Twas in my cup alone that the wicked miscreant secretly poured his wicked poison. Whilst feigning distraction on the bait, ne'er did a drop of his own drink pass his lips. When he departed by and by, I did use the tea that remained in his cup to make my coins of ice. Thus 'tis no surprise... The harp sound effect got me. 'Twas no surprise that poison be not found in the tea I did pour into the molds of soap.
The poison was slipped into the cup after the tea had been poured. The normal way for poison to be administered, in my experience.
What do you mean by that?
I'm not going to just spell it out for you, but I'm getting close, aren't I?
Smile.
What? Otherwise it'd be disastrous if the poison were to mix up the cups, for instance.
But no poison bottle was found at the scene.
But, sorry, I got caught in a yawn. Because, quite simply, the Nipponese took the bottle back to his own room.
Did you find that bottle?
The absence of a vessel containing the poison only becomes problematic when considering suicide.
I knew that.
By now, it should be perfectly clear. A bar or two of cheap soap is wholly insufficient to wash the deep stains of guilt from the accused's hands.
Ah. Sirs, madams, 'tis true that I, Shamspeare, be a common thief of gas. But, listen here, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't like this animation. I don't like how
Wherefore would I
the
lie?
scepter.
Verily, I have no cause. I have naught to lose. Well, or do declare.
Thank you for your testimony, witness. Counsel, proceed with the grump examination.
Yes, my lord. It's time for me to press a bunch of stuff to find out. I'm not really sure why he's trying to get he's trying to get Natsume convicted to get him out of the
Out of the
fucking
room?
room. Yeah. Never
That
mind.
would be the- yeah.
Figured it out immediately. Just had to say
That
it out
would be
loud.
the main thing, I think.
Hold it.
Alright, I'm gonna hope there's no dying for me while I go grab some water.
All right. I understand that you were already acquainted with Mr. Natsume, is that correct? I know thee not, old man. Full to thy prayers. Do I know thee, or know thee not? Methinks 'tis all I can know that thy destiny mingles with mine. You lost me at the first thee. Zoons, sir! Thou must learn the English tongue afore thou turns thy hands to lawyering. I did, but I must have missed the archaic Elizabethan structure. Verily, and in truth, 'twas a fine-flavored brew, though a drop of poison did barb its sweetness, as the thorn doth barb the sweet rose. That, dear friends, be the simple truth. Listen to Mr.
Mr.
You're
Shep.
back, okay.
I'm an excellent timer.
Listen to Mr. Shamspeare. He seems in even better form than he was yesterday.
Either that or I'm in worse form.
Well, could be a little both.
That fated evening after I did dine, at Grubb's Grubbery, a local alehouse of good rapport, naught did pass my lips but the tainted black tea. But behold, The poison was not in the tea at first. Was in my cup alone, blah blah press. Hold it. Are you saying that you saw the moment when the poison was added to your tea? And then presumably drank it anyway? To have witnessed the act and then drank the tea, thou dost describe the actions of a fool.
And gestures to all of him. And
Quadro.
But no one likes going thirsty, do they? Sooner would I die quenched than parched. Would I have the choice? Actually, on the night in question, the water main was frozen, I believe, wasn't it? Were it not for the tea, in sooth I would sooner have died frozen than quenched or parched. Right. No ice coins means no heating.
I have terrible timing.
The witness had more than one brush with death on the night in question, it would seem. Remind the court, Mr. Shamsby, as to whether the accused drank any of the tea which he brought with. Okay, well,
Huh? With the greatest of pleasure, my liege.
why did it pan away so quickly?
I don't know. Feigning distraction.
Some-
Hold it.
Sometimes the game just like moves on to a new box. It's crazy.
It's definitely not me pressing the button too soon.
Oh wait, I was throwing you a lifeline. No.
Definitely not that. But the teacup
You
Mr. Natsume
bitch.
drank from was found empty at the scene. And let's not forget the defendant's maxim, drink tea while it's hot. I did gulp from the poisoned cup that night, and in mine agony did I writhe uncontrolled. In fits of pain I did knock the fellow's cup, and its contents spilt as blood from a gaping wound, methinks. Though certainly it was after I made the coins of ice from his tea.
An upset cup was found on the table that the victim was slumped over. There is no contradiction here. It's true there was no tea left in either cup when we found it. But still, something about this statement is troubling me.
Yes, of course, I know what it is. It's Mr.
There's no
Natsume's
tea
wise
stains?
drink tea while it's hot maxim, isn't it? No.
I love when she gives the Ryunosuke that, man, he's so dumb face.
I
He's so
can't not
very,
fuck
very
him.
dumb.
Oh, what? Yeah, there actually is not a tea
The
mark
tea
in his.
rings.
Yeah. There's not.
I do have to read that line, by the way, when you go back.
Yeah, I feel like we did see something about the teacups. Yeah.
Yes. This is fucking. It's just gotta be disheartening to go from Kazuma to this guy.
Yeah.
Be like, wow,
Wow.
Jesus. No, I'm not sure that's it.
Thank you, witness. I'll reiterate for the court what it is that occupied you after your guest had left and before you drank your tea.
So should we just present the teacups on that? I guess. Oh, the tea that
guess,
remained in his cup.
Yeah,
There wasn't any.
there wasn't.
Allegedly.
There's no tea ring.
Let me double check which cup was which. Does it say? There's no tea ring on the inside of Mr. Natsume's
Yeah.
cup. So there wouldn't have been.
Do we
any
want to
left.
press on this before we?
We could press on it first. Yes, so that you could cheat the gas company, in fact. Isn't that right?
Also, I lied to everyone. I didn't get a water. I got a tropical punch Kool-Aid jammer.
Nice. To cheat or to die, 'tis life's only choice. Yes. Faith, to cheat be the wise choice, and mine occupation be not an ugly one. Prithee, dost thou not see beauty in the simplicity of the ruse? No, I don't. And be very sure, sir, once this trial is over, Altamont Gas will take you to task over this. Legal task. I shall not run. I shall not hide. Sooth to say, I have nowhere to run nor to hide. But my lady, what wouldst thou with this pitiful player? Oh, I'll tell you what I'd like to do with you, starting with the shoddy shirt on your back. 'Tis time for a Shakespeare dance!
what a harsh world we live in. No Shakespeare dancing!
I've had quite enough of that.
That's all he did in our interview. I fucking almost poisoned. I mean, the thieving of the
drank
gas.
his blood.
was a
The
dress.
gas.
I mean, I didn't light him on fire in the carriage. I would never. The thieving of the gas was addressed in yesterday's proceeding. The prosecution calls on the defense not to muddy the waters with irrelevancy.
Consider that a warning, counsel.
Yes, my lord. Why am I the one in trouble here?
Mr. Shakespeare, after the accused returned to his own lodgings, you used his tea to make your coins. Is that correct?
To cheat or to die. I did make my choice many moons ago. It's no surprise the poison be not found in the tea I did pour into the molds of soap, yeah. I used the tea that remained in his cup, but there was no tea in his cup, allegedly. At least none that sat there long enough to... Oh, so that would mean that he didn't drink his own tea because he was going to use it for coins. But Mr. Natsume drank all of his tea. At least fast enough for it to not leave a ring.
Objection.
Right.
Objection.
Because remember they talked about way early on how Naruto was like, yeah, I never have tea rings because I just gulp my tea while it's scalding hot.
I also do that with all medication. I take it all at once.
Yeah, remember he takes it all at once.
You claim that Mr. Natsume didn't drink a drop of tea on the night in question, and that you used the tea that was left in his cup to make your fake coins. But that's not possible. How, Chop Logic? What? I'm just gonna assume that's a Shakespeare reference of some kind. What is this, ye darky-clad fiend? The two teacups from the scene, one used by the victim and the other by the defendant, have a clear difference between them, one that represents incontrovertible proof.
Argue in a pedantic way. Quibble.
Ah,
Ah.
what a fun word.
Ah.
This game just teaches us new words sometimes.
It doesn't say anything about when it was used, though.
We should bring
Praise
it back.
of chop.
Bring it back.
Get it in the lexicon again.
Now listen,
When?
if we want to just stop stealing words from AAVE, we need to start making up our own words or bringing up ancient ones. If we want to have cool words that aren't stolen, we need to make up our own.
Well, one of those you said was just stealing from the past.
Yeah, but they don't care. They're dead. We should all just start
Okay.
speaking Latin again.
Right.
Incontrovertible.
What difference?
Look at the inside of the
From
cups.
Tillis.
Just here, there's a clearly visible ring. That's a scroll.
Yes. A tea ring. Commonplace. I have all my photos printed on scrolls.
It made such days occur all too readily when one leaves tea in a cup for a while.
And yet, Mr. Natsume's cup has no such ring.
Good Lord! You're right. It's completely clean.
And prithee, sir, what makest thou of it? Exactly what Mr. Natsume told the court yesterday. The Japanese saying he quoted. Drink.
Tea. While it's hot.
That's right. Yes.
I'm glad they tag teamed that for some reason.
I know. The jittery Mr. Natsume was true to his usual self that night and drank his tea in no time. This expression is very good. Looks fucking bro is dumbfounded.
Bro is flabbergasted.
If, as you claim in your testimony, he didn't touch a drop of his tea, a ring would have developed on the inside of his cup as well after the several hours the tea was left standing. But, in short, Mr. Shakespeare, you clearly lied to the court. Again. Get thee to a nunnery!
Objection!
As a rule, I fill my hollowed chalice up to 7 times during any one try.
Has that come up
He said that
before?
last game.
No,
Yeah.
fucking Godo said that about coffee once, except I think he said like 23
Oh.
times.
Is that what it was?
You might want to keep that information to yourself.
Yet, on occasion, tedium distracts me and I pour more times than I intend, until the bottle is dry.
Your drinking habits are fascinating, but irrelevant.
On the contrary, they illustrate the fickleness of human memory.
What?
To William Shamsby,
Yes, my liege.
though you previously stated that you made the coins of ice from the leftover tea in the accused cup, could it be that you were perhaps mistaken?
Eh?
Could
I
it be
I don't
that-
follow.
Yes. Perhaps there was some tea remaining in the small teapot left at the scene. A fact that has vanished from your memory until now.
This objection, he's clearly leading the witness. Like, bold-faced leading
Shut
the
up.
witness.
How bold your face!
Faith, my liege, thou art a magician. For verily, 'tis as thou hast seen with thine own eyes that night. What? Forsooth, I was mistook. I did plan to use tea from the Japanese fellow's cup, but lo, when I looked, 'twas empty. And thus did I use the dregs that festered in the teapot, as my liege did suggest. Objection! And you've just suddenly remembered now that you made a mistake before. Are we supposed to believe that?
Objection!
Those memories are imperfect, my learned friend. Which is why we rely on evidence instead.
I just gave you evidence!
Fuck
Excuse
your
me?
evidence. I'll kill you. But in any case, it makes no difference. The victim's most recent testimony tells us 2 things of note. Firstly, that the poison was put into the victim's teacup only. And secondly, that the spoiled cup was not the source of the insipid ice coins that have bewitched this court.
The prosecution makes a fine summary of the facts.
Furthermore, the testimony remains valid and in full support of the established facts. In other words,
Ooh, it's time.
the inconsistency claimed by the defense simply does not exist.
No! Mutter, mutter,
What's
mutter.
this
I do declare.
I just,
No issue with the gas thief's testimony.
my wife is gonna kill me.
Jesus!
Yeah! I'm so mad! My lords, ladies, and gentlemen of the jury, I do solemnly swear, after I did dine at Grubb's Grubbery Ale House that night, naught did pass my lips but the black tea given me by the Japanese, whose back be stooped low as death.
And on what would you dine, sir?
Why, I did partake of my favorites, a broth as wouldst be called soup, and a leaf as wouldst be called salad.
As insalubrious a menu as the establishment where it was served.
But you gods will give us some faults to make us men. Willingly would I suffer what punishment is seen fit to serve a wicked thief of gas. But I pray you wise and noble fellows ne'er forget the simple truth. That be one thing, and this be another. Jurors all, your humble servant Shamspeare doth entreat you, punish the Japanese fellow for his sins. My lord, I assume this is somebody on the jury. Ah.
If I may speak, my lord. Yes, Mr. Foreman. I believe we may have been duped by that rotten defense lawyer.
Excuse me? By me? I do declare you may be right. We all know the waif there was making coins of ours to keep himself warm.
But this lawyer lad says if he's stealing gas, he deserves a dose of poison, eh?
We did not say that.
He's been leading us up the garden path. That's what he's been doing.
I really never said anything like that.
We just heard from the victim. He has opened our eyes again.
You're letting the liar lie to you again.
We reached a decision this time, and we won't be swayed from it, not even by summation, reclamation, whatever the fuck it's called. This court acknowledges the jury position of firm mature, and will duly hear the jury's findings.
What? No. You can't yet.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your decisions now.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
What? Even you?
Guilty.
Holy shit. That looks bad.
It's alright, we just gotta do a summation, whatever.
I don't think it's usually all of them.
I hereby declare the jury to be in one accord.
That's
Oh,
what
a happy day. How is this happening? My lord, the defense asserts its right to carry out a summation examination.
Very well, this court upholds the defense's right.
typical. My learned friend is unable to accept the obvious truth.
This trial will therefore enter the second summation examination immediately. Yours, the court calls upon each of you. State the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime which he is charged. Of which, whatever.
Judicial findings. The jurors' contentions.
I'm a man of logic, mate. Having considered all the evidence, the defendant must logically be guilty.
I do agree that gas is far too expensive. I can understand why a man would want to avoid paying. Stuff explodes and it can poison you. It's absolutely lethal, gas is. Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver around the city and maintain the pipes.
Truth be told, though tea my wife serves up for me is a little sketchy at times.
If nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? He is the only one of them actually talking about the poison. Everybody else is like, yeah, gas is fucked up. I don't know.
While I do feel that perhaps personal opinion about gas and its supplies influence decisions somewhat. But never mind.
But never mind. No, you really should mind.
The truth is, our counter-argument wasn't as unassailable as we'd hoped. Mr. Shamspear was poisoned. There can be no doubt of that.
And how are we supposed to turn this around?
I think we need to establish the method by which Mr. Shamspear was actually poisoned. Our only hope is to demonstrate to the court incontrovertibly.
But that's surely almost impossible at this stage.
If we don't manage it, though, Mr. Natsume will.
Will be found guilty.
No delays, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination.
Alright, time to press some stuff. I don't know how he was actually poisoned. Did we know anything about strychnine? Hold on.
No.
No, that's not relevant. Street map, envelope, key cups.
The
Nothing
medical
else
report
at
talked
the
about strychnine.
Might've. Small quantity of strychnine. It says ingestion specifically. 1:30 on the watch. A system of the victim's pocket watch appears to have broken when the man collapsed. No container for the poison was found at the scene. And there's a bunch of handprints on the wall, but I don't know how that would have poisoned him. Capital offender article. I don't think any of this is terribly relevant. Well, let's just do some pressing and see where it gets us.
Hold it!
Hold it. All the evidence, you say?
That's what. And there's no room for doubt. It's all pointed at that Japanese man with the big mustache.
Says the Englishman with the bigger mustache.
Which means we need to show this man some new evidence to make him change his mind.
If
Or
only we
perhaps
had
a
that
really
kind of
long...
evidence. Mhm.
Don't worry, this summation examination has barely started, really. Perhaps there'll be a shift in the situation that shows an existing piece of evidence in a new light.
God, I hope so. To start with, though, I need to find some way out of this deadlock. Gas is too expensive. I can understand why the man would want to avoid paying.
Hold it!
I don't... How is that? This isn't the time or place to be discussing the price of gas, madam. I forgot this was me. But really, think of the injustice. Air is a gas, and air is free. Why should out-to-mount gas
True.
cost money?
Spit your facts,
It makes my blood
sis.
boil. I can feel myself becoming more ruthless than ever. This isn't the time or the place to be ruthless either. If I might interject here.
Oh, yeah, gas lady?
Yes, madam. It seems my fellow juror takes issue with the price our company charges for gas. But it's precisely because of thieves like this man that the cost goes up. Oh, what a beastly man. That unkempt mustache, those hunched shoulders, poisoning tea and stealing gas. Utterly unforgivable. No, Mr. Natsume isn't the one who's been stealing gas. I'll thank you not to go adding on more crimes.
Mr. Natsume hasn't been poisoning tea either.
Well, anyway, I've quite made up my mind. It's as made up as the price of gas. Okay.
Damn! That's
Damn.
made up as hell.
Stuff explodes and it can poison you. Aha. Maybe. Could we please talk about the poison rather than the gas, do you think, sir? Well, if you like. I mean, to be honest, I'd take poison over gas every time. You'd take poison? What I mean is, poison can only poison you. It doesn't explode, does it? You know what?
Yeah, I mean, he's got me there. I don't know of any poisons that explode.
Goodness me, what are you talking about? Set him straight, please, lawyer man. Well, it's certainly true that poison isn't prone to exploding. But I think you'll find poison also can't light or heat up a room. Ah! You're right. I hadn't considered that at all. Young lawyer man.
Actually, what?
Yes?
What is...
What the fuck is happening right now?
What's going on? I'm losing my mind.
You have a good head on your shoulders. We could use someone like you as our company's legal representative. Well, I wasn't expecting to pick up more business in the middle of a trial, that's for sure. Anyway, the point is, I haven't had the best experience with gas companies in the past. What does that have to do with the poison? Nobody here cares about the actual poison.
This game's great because it really does make you feel like you're talking to random citizens.
Can we please refrain? I'm dying.
Re-
Can we
refrain?
Can we please refrain from all this talk of gas? There's an
It's
all-out
giving me
attack
repain.
underway here, in case you hadn't noticed, against my company's gas. And I'm supposed to sit here and take it, am I? I don't think so. She's really buzzing now, because she's a bee.
Cause she's a bee! Cause she's a damn bee, dude! Do you get it? Do you get it yet?
All I've heard about our wonderful fuel is explosions and poisonings. What about electricity, What about getting electrocuted? What about that? A little explosion here or there is nothing in comparison.
Many explosions could hardly be described as nothing. Nevertheless, the theft of your gas is deplorable.
My point exactly. But the gas thieves aren't even the worst of our enemies. We have far more devious reprobates to contend with on a daily basis, you know. More devious? Who, madam? Other gas companies, of course. Other gas companies? Not quite what I was expecting. We generate gas and we deliver to our customers fair and square.
Indeed, nobody's questioning that, madam. Altamont is an exemplary gas company.
But there are other unscrupulous gas companies here in London that don't even have any gas at all. What? But if they don't have any gas, how do they go about selling it to people? You wouldn't think it possible, would you? But they steal our gas, you see, and sell that.
They steal your gas? How on earth is such a thing possible?
Gas companies like ours deliver gas to people's homes via a network of pipes. But these devious reprobates secretly disconnect our pipes and divert our gas into their own rotten pipes. Then they make a contract with households supplied by those pipes and take money for the precious gas that's rightfully ours without us even knowing.
They're diverting gas into their own pipes illegally? What a brazen form of theft.
When we visit customers' houses to collect the money from the meters, we always have to check whether or not one of these devious companies has been up to its tricks. Yes?
Whoa!
Excuse me.
What was that face? Dude was pogging out.
Do you have something to say about that, juror number 3? Oh, golly, you mean me? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I was just thinking myself. I really did catch him off guard there. Thinking about what the lady next to you... Let me read that like a human. Thinking about what the lady next to you was saying, correct?
I'm thinking about what? The lady next to you.
Well, yes. I just got a little riled up about it recently, you see. Go on. An Altamont gas worker visited my house the other day to investigate the pipe work. We need to ask for your cooperation while we carry out a secret check of your property, sir, the fellow said. So I let him in. And do you know what he did? I'm, afraid I have no idea. Please tell us. He proceeded to take one of my lights off the wall. Then he grabbed the exposed mouth of the pipe and started blowing into it. What do you think you're doing, young man? You're giving away company secrets there. Oh, please, everybody knows. But it was very near the death of me, I can tell you. What do you mean? I'll explain if you don't mind. As I said before, these unscrupulous other gas companies connect their customers to our pipe network. Yes, but how does blowing into the pipes come into it? Well, obviously there's gas in the pipes, and it's at a very low pressure. By blowing air through the pipe, you can make the pressure drop temporarily. And if you do that, any lights connected to the same pipe will flicker for a moment.
Ah, I see. In other words, if upon blowing into the pipe, the lights of an adjacent property that has no contract with your company flicker, you can know that these devious scoundrels have been meddling with the pipes.
Exactly, my lord. That's it in a nutshell. It's the reason why we have teams of workers going around neighborhoods to investigate which lights flicker. The trouble is, the particular worker who came to my house didn't know the strength of his own breath. He blew down the pipe with all his might, and you can guess what happened, can't you? Well, if he blew hard, then... Wait, you mean...
Explode.
That's right, the lights didn't just flicker, they went out, along with the stove. Gas started pouring into the house. What a disaster. So, let me...
The gas supply must have been
I'll let you finish that one, sorry.
interrupted briefly because the man blew too hard, so the flames went out.
There was a gas lamp on this wall.
Yeah.
He was blowing into it to cause the fucking gas in Natsume's room, the lights to go out so he could gas the man. Kinda fucked up. I'm afraid I yelled at the fellow. Are you trying to kill us all? I said. So by disconnecting a lamp and blowing into the exposed gas pipe, it's possible to extinguish lamps and stoves connected to the same network of pipes. And then when the gas starts flowing again, it just silently seeps into the room.
Mr. Naruto, I think perhaps...
Yes, this is almost certainly the clue that we've been hoping for. Juror number 3, the defense requests that you amend your statement to include that information. Oh, well, if you like. I don't mind. Well, I do. That's our company's secret method of identifying the rogues that tried to diddle us. Excuse me.
It said, whoa.
Like I said, madam, it's widely known already.
Well, juror number 3, you will amend your statement accordingly.
Yes, my lord, although I'm not really sure what the point of all this is. On a gas pipe, you'll sing everything house, then you're in real trouble. Well, I mean, I don't think we can present, we can only pick here. So, we got through most of her shit.
Hold it!
Hold it. What about your wife's tea? You mean it's poisoned?
That's right. It's happened a tiny few times now.
What?
This is most troubling indeed. It's always days like this one where I don't get any wages. I get in at tea time, see? And I see her doing it. My wife. She gets that devilish look on her face, and she slips some white powder in my cup.
And you drink it anyway?
I was brought up proper, I was. Someone gives you a cup and you drink it. You drink it up.
And what happened to you? And what did it taste like?
It was god-awful, believe you me. Salty as hell.
She just put salt in your tea. She's just putting salt in your tea? Sorry. Then I think perhaps what your wife put in your tea was salt.
No! So, she doesn't even care enough to poison me properly, eh? Unbelievable. Let's move on, please.
That was past the victim's lip. There's no other. Oh wait, his face was on the pipe. The pipe was poisoned. The pipe had strychnine on it. Who did that? What the fuck?
I don't know yet. I don't think we know.
Does that mean if the victim could be shown to have ingested something else, you'd change your leaning? Sorry, what's that now? Oh, I was just saying that if the victim did actually eat or drink something else on the night. What's the matter with you? Sorry? I said if nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? Haven't you been listening to me at all? I feel there's an English expression about a pot and a kettle that's appropriate here.
Compared to the other jurors who don't even appear to have anything to say about the case at all, it would seem that this elderly gentleman has been listening to the proceedings far more intently.
I suppose. The trouble is...
that he has selective hearing?
Exactly. But still, this juror may very well be the key to the breakthrough that we so desperately need. Alright, I'm gonna try to pit 3 against old man. This is hopeless. There's no way for me to appeal to these people.
I do think that the only way we shall overcome this difficult situation is by exposing the way in which Mr. Shamspeare was really poisoned. We have to prove that it happened some other way, and not via Mr. Natsume's tea.
Yes, I know. The trouble is, I have absolutely no idea how it did happen.
Mr. Naruhodo. Just bullshit. I wonder if perhaps there's something you might have forgotten.
Oh? Like what?
It's important to watch everyone involved and pursue people if they react to something someone else says. If you'd like me to remind you of exactly what I mean, I'd be more than happy to, of course.
No, that's okay. I already know. Tear on my hands. I probably owe it to my client to hear any advice my assistant may be able to offer. So perhaps I ought to let Susato-san remind me. Then again, nah, I'm good. I already did.
No, we're good. We did it. It happened already.
Actually, I don't think there's any need. It's vital that we start trying to change these jurors' minds as soon as possible.
Of course. I'm sure you're right. But if you decide you'd like your memory refreshed, you need only ask, Mr. Naruhodo.
Alright. He was blowing on it, and it's something past his lips. Eh?
Objection.
Is this anything? Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Good gracious, to what statement, to whose statements do you refer, counsel?
Juror number 6, did you hear what juror number 3 just said? Yeah, what? Yes, of course. I heard him mumbling about something or other. There is another explanation here, I believe. Something besides Mr. Natsume's tea did, in a manner of speaking, pass the victim's lips on the night in question. What? What explanation? I wonder, did the police check the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the wall light at the scene to see if there were any traces of poison there? An insane statement to make out of context.
I was curious to see what your floundering would result in this time. But the mouth of a gas pipe. Scotland Yard have enough to do without exploring such irrelevance.
Hold it! What a piece of work is a man? What are you trying to say, Mr. Shamspear? What speakest thou? Prithee, is it not strange and strange? That is what I say to thee, sir. I thought I'd been quite clear, but let me put it another way. The strychnine could have been on the mouth of the gas pipe that feeds the wall lamp in your room. And that is how the poison came to enter your body.
Good lord!
Again, an insane thing to say. What?
Are they tasty then? Gas pipes. Is that what he's saying?
Or is the gentleman suggesting that the poor man was so desperately hungry he tried to fill his belly with gas? Perhaps no actress would perform a kiss scene with him, hmm? For shame, madam, speaking thy fancy. I assure you I'm not such a buffoon that I have to kiss pipes.
Objection!
Yes, you are.
This is no summation examination. This is a farce. The prosecution will not stand for any more of my learned Nepalese conjecture. To begin with, the lamp in the victim's room is high on the wall. In order to have placed his lips on the pipe that feeds it, he would have had to be a contortionist.
I don't think that contortionists can't make themselves
These are
tall.
empty. They can elongate, I've seen it. These are empty assertions. There is no proof that the man did.
Objection. Oh, yeah?
You used a box.
It's true. I have no proof that Mr. Shamspear put his lips to the pipe. However, I can say with some certainty that on multiple occasions, Mr. Shamspear has been doing something in front of that lamp on his wall. And I have evidence to prove it.
Alright, you've got our attention, mate. I'd love to see how you can be so sure of yourself.
So would I. Let's see this evidence then. Now that I've got the jury's ear, I need to make this opportunity count. This is the proof that time and time again, Mr. Shamspear stood in front of his gas lamp.
My armband.
Take that!
What the? These are... wait, what are they called? Yes, skin prints that were found at the scene.
Skin prints, Counsel? I've never heard of such things. The Justice Ministry is currently assessing whether or not to permit fingerprints as evidence in court, however.
My lord, this is an exciting new forensic technique developed by the great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Immediately everybody in the court frowns.
It reveals all the places that Mr. Shamspear touched in his room.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, that's black magic, isn't it?
Well, if anyone could invent something like this, it's that great Sherlock Holmes fellow, that's for sure.
Who the hell is Sherlock?
I agree, this month's edition of Engineering Thumbs was quite fascinating. We found skin prints in many places that you would expect. On the table, on the costumes. However, Mr. Shamspear also appears to have been touching some very unexpected places in his room. For example, here. Around the hanging...
He's
Nope.
just going
This is
to
the judge.
town on this fucking light fixture, dude. What a freak.
Shamspear the
boy.
throat goat, but not the way you expected.
The throat goat, dude. Because I know it's supposed to be a handprint, but look how far up that pipe there's a marking.
Yeah.
Good lord, dude. What were you doing? What was it doing? What was it doing?
It's impossible to say. This is the judge, by
Around
the way. That's when
the-
I stopped. Yeah, okay.
I know.
Okay.
I can't have a good laugh. I'm sorry. You under fucking... Are you fucking speed running, dude? Calm down.
I'm sorry.
Calm down.
Around the hanging picture there, indeed multiple handprints appear to be visible.
Well, I wonder, could he have been appreciating the artwork, perhaps? At
Very
first, my
close.
colleagues and I thought the same. However, Imagine standing with your hands where those prints are, and you would find yourself directly in front of... Ah! I don't believe it. It scrolls up slightly. The gas lamp! Though the reason why isn't immediately obvious, it's clear that Mr. Shamspeare has regularly been standing with his hands to the wall in front of that lamp.
Great. What have you been up to, you nut?
I don't want to talk about it. I'd ask the court to recall juror number 4's earlier statement. Me? What did I say? You said that blowing into a gas pipe would make the lights in the entire building flicker. And now if you'll recall juror number 3's statement... What? Me now? When the gas worker who visited his home blew with too much force into the pipe, it caused all the lights in the gas stove to go out, and gas to start leaking into the rooms. Obviously, that incident was an accident. However, the simple fact is... if Mr. Shamspeare to have blown hard enough into the gas pipe here in his room, he could have extinguished every other light and gas stove in the building at will.
Crikey.
Crikey indeed. Are you suggesting that the man purposefully caused the gas to...
Objection!
Whilst I acknowledge that the prosecution is required to remain silent during the summation examination,
Then shut up.
I must toast my learned friends. Wow, I hate saying that. Utter disregard for the letter of the law.
What is the meaning of this, Lord Van Zeeks?
This curious photograph, or whatever it is, presented by the defense, this so-called skin print, clearly that cannot be accepted as any form of usable evidence in this case.
But it's an exciting new forensic technique, developed by a great detective.
It's nothing. A mere toy developed by an amateur sleuth with too much time on his hands.
Certainly, even research of this nature by esteemed Mr. Sholmes cannot be recognized by the court as formal evidence.
But... Oh,
Please, my lord, if I may.
Mr. Sato.
It was not the defense's intention to submit the skin prints as formal evidence. We merely wish to present the results of the great detective's investigation of the scene as a tool by which to explain a possibility to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Ho-ho! A smart person has started talking.
Damn it, this one has read a book! And if the trial were to come to an end now, we should never learn the truth behind these mysterious handprints that everyone has now seen. I don't believe we can allow that to happen, and I'm sure the jurors would agree.
Ho-ho!
Why am I here again?
You're right. Whether strange handprints are a significant clue or not, it's down to us to decide. Juror number 3. Oh yes, I do declare the great detective's investigation results sound absolutely fascinating. And I want to
I
hear
like
what
how
that
that lady
shady...
just shakes.
And I want to hear what that shady actor fellow has to say about those shady handprints. We got 2.
What's the matter with you two? That was foolhardy.
Well, I did say it, didn't I? And I don't like to break a promise.
No, wait. You had his lordship. It's not for...
Fair dinkum evidence. Is he supposed to be Australian?
I don't know. He keeps saying crikey and dinkum, and I don't... Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. If just one more juror changes his or her mind, Mr. Natsume's trial will have to continue.
Thank you, Mr. Sato, but I couldn't have done it without you.
Literally. You did the actual hard part. Oh no, it was you who identified the clue after all. This is very much your success.
Why, Mr. Shamspeare, you seem to be losing your composure.
Just one more juror, Mr. Naruhodo. You can do it.
Very well. Continue, Counsel.
And logic, me having considered all the evidence, the defendant must logically be guilty. Very okay. You two are no longer relevant. Gas doesn't come free. Okay, so one of these three needs to. I don't think the salt is anything. I guess we technically didn't go all the way through this because I interrupted it partway through. So I'll just kind of skip through until we get back to. Yeah, buzzing now. What exactly? No. Exemplary Bass Company, unscrupulous gas companies. Steal gas companies, Deaver Service seek to divert gas, make a contract with the hospital supply, take our money, crashes gas without even knowing. Brazen form of theft. Always have to check whether or not one of these. Okay, I can't skip anymore, so this is new. Now on. I had no idea. It's almost unbelievable. It might seem unbelievable to you, but it's happening all the time, right here in the capital. It's very difficult selling something you can't see, you know. Very difficult indeed. Oh.
That will do, thank you. That wasn't what I said, but whatever. Clearly, this is a very involved subject, but I feel we have digressed rather too much already.
I concur. Though my learned friend wishes to become an expert in gas, I believe the subject will suit him well. Because he's full of hot air.
Huh?
Get it? To your new career in nothing.
Thank you so much.
You will turn your attention to the terms of service for next council.
Okay, I guess it's not any of these because we did all of these. So I don't think it's that difficult to sell the do not die of cold juice. When the alternative is die of cold, I guess, yeah. Because we pressed all of these, right?
Hold it!
We get all the way through your thing, it was salt. Salty as hell, yep, because of the salt.
Because of the salt. You know, salt. It's salty.
I don't know, maybe we can press Mr. Juror number 1 again? Because there's no other...
I mean, it's gotta be something with one. He's got a little text box.
Hold it!
Maybe he has something different to say now. All the evidence, you say?
That's right. There's no room for doubt. It's all pointing at the Japanese man with the big mustache.
Oh, we
Is
already
the
did
Englishman with the big yeah, it's not letting me skip through it though, which is weird. But okay. But the defense just demonstrated another possible explanation for the events on the night in question. What do you make of that?
What? Your so-called scheme prints?
It's an exciting new forensic investigation technique developed by the great detective himself.
The numerous handprints on the wall are clearly out of the ordinary. And if Mr. Shamspeare had indeed put his mouth to the gas pipe on the night in question, it can't be denied there's a possibility that's where the poison was.
Well, yes, I won't deny it's playing on my mind. But as the prosecution rightly says, we should pay no heed to unacceptable forms of evidence. And besides,
Yes.
even if the fellow has brought some mischief with the gas pipe dozens of times before, doesn't mean he got up to the same shenanigans on night in question, does it?
Oh.
If you can't make your case better than that, I'm afraid I can't change my stance.
You do make a very valid point, sir. Now hold on. What? That's true. Perhaps I was a little hasty.
Everyone swap back!
No, wait.
Look, you got your chance here, haven't you? It's time to prove your theory. If you and your Japanese cohorts can, that is.
Just leave our nationality out of this, please.
I assumed the name, but that's only because the name is like
Old.
a deviation. Yeah, it's like a deviation from like Old Hebrew. So I think it's been around a hot minute.
Quite a while.
Mr. Naruto, if we can't substantiate our position, I'm afraid the jurors that changed their minds before may very well change them back.
What can I do? Is there any more proof I can give here? Can I show that Mr. Shamsby really did blow down the gas pipe on the night in question?
We have supporting testimony, right?
I have supporting testimony.
Mr. Garrett?
Mr. Garrett would have seen the lights.
He would have watched it. I
Eh?
assume that's what we have to go with.
No, in truth, I don't have evidence to support my theory. However, there is witness testimony that substantiates it.
What's that? Testimony?
If it's not Garrett, then it's Natsume himself, because his shit went out and he almost died of gas again.
Yeah, but he was asleep.
This is incredible. Whose testimony? Yes, it's all connected. Everything is linked. The person whose testimony revealed details about the gas in the Garrett
Susagara song. Everything's connected. Redesign your logo. I think it's Garrett. I think is what we're supposed to do here.
We'll try Garrett, and if it's not, then it's
He's
Natsume, I
only
guess.
46?
He's only 46? He's only 2 years older than Grayson.
How old is Miss Green?
20.
Wow.
That's very
Wow.
sad.
It's a rough 20. You should go down this list. I gotta look at everyone's ages now.
34, 10, 16.
Of course.
He was only 21. That's a bummer. 38. Wow, that's a
23!
Rough, that's a rough 23.
That's a tough ass 23, man.
Ooh, man.
Bro.
32. I believe
Okay.
that. 46 seems really young. I assumed he
How
was
old
like
is
80.
Shakespeare?
It's 31.
31, okay.
I assumed he was like 60.
I thought he was in his 60s, yeah. Maybe 50s.
Well, Mr. Foreman, does that convince you? No, that was clearly wrong then. All right, Natsume,
So,
I guess.
Mr. Natsume? Okay.
Woo, I don't think he was listening. Oh, man.
Nonsensical, blah, blah, blah.
I thought I'd got away with it.
Witness who spoke about guest, any question? Yes, there was someone.
What I thought too, but I obviously chose the wrong person. If it's not
It's
Natsume,
Natsume.
yeah, if it's not Natsume, then it's somehow,
It's gotta be Natsume, yeah.
then it's like the B-man or something.
Should be Natsume, right?
Yeah, I think so, because he talked about it.
He's already here.
I have supporting testimony.
Take that!
Take that. Obviously, I'm talking about the defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume himself.
The defendant?
At the very beginning of the proceedings here in court yesterday, Mr. Natsume said the following.
Alright. My lodgings! There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings. Even on that fateful night it happened, when I returned from Mr. Shamspeare's room. I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long, the stove went out and somebody tried to kill me.
On the night in question, the gas in the defendant's room went out. So I asked the court, was that a mere coincidence or not? Good golly! So that Shamspeare fellow blew air into the gas pot to make the man's stove go out on purpose?
Now hold your horses there. What would he do that for?
Don't worry about it. Mr. Foreman,
Well, what is it, man?
we cannot allow judgment to be passed while this doubt remains. It's true that I don't have conclusive evidence yet. However, you must surely agree that there is more to this case than meets the eye.
Like a transformer, Foreman.
Bop, bop, bop.
I hate that you stopped at 3.
Bop, 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 bop.
I'm loving it.
Ah!
Perhaps,
Blah.
brother, boy, it's me. I'm not a vampire.
Enough. I'll go straight at the outset. I'm a man of logic first and foremost.
Woohoo!
Hooray! The trial continues.
That's 4 jurors leaning towards not guilty, my lord. We've overturned the decision. Therefore, the defense calls for the trial to continue. One of these times expecting us to come back from this and Von Zeeks just throws a brick at us.
Vtuber is standing behind us.
As the defense has rightfully indicated, this amazing examination is concluded with the majority of jurors altering their decisions. 2 jury members now called guilty for now called not guilty. Therefore, the jury members be convicted in accordance with the law this time. I vote for continuation of trial.
Why does that not happen if it's a 50-50 split? It feels
I
like
don't
that
know.
should be enough, shouldn't it?
You think so?
Mr. William Shakespeare,
My lord, how can thy humble Shamspeare serve thee?
what say you in response to the various revelations made during the summation examination?
So God mend me, I do solemnly swear. I recall aught of either, the lamp or the pipe.
But your handprints have made a tidy mess all over the wall there. How do you explain that, eh?
I love when he does that one.
It's funny every time. I am done with this. The dignity of this great courtroom has been sullied enough already. Juror number 5.
Oh, me?
I was expecting him to just like fucking dox him. Just be like, Walter. As I went to some pains to point out already. A print from the self-possessed detective's toy. Self-professed detective's toy has no place in a British court of law.
Arr. Walter.
Come on, Walt. Walt, put your dick away. Walt.
It doesn't need to go like this, Walt.
Walter. Hidden image finger. As such, whether or not this man did indeed stand before the gas lamp with his hands against the wall, just slurping it down, remains at this time unestablished conjecture. You would all do well to remember that.
Ah,
Objection.
objection. But the prosecution must concede that it would be extremely simple to verify. Just order the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the lamp in Mr. Shamspeare's room to be examined. If there are traces of poison there...
Objection.
Thank you. What appears to be extremely simple is my Nepalese friend's mind.
Damn.
You will fucking got him. You will recall that in order to check for the presence of poison in the tea, some remnants of tea were required.
Yes.
Therefore, it shouldn't be beyond your wit to imagine that even if poison were to have been spread by the pipe, it would have been completely evaporated by now, making any analysis impossible.
Ah, I didn't think of that.
In any case, counsel, I fear that you could possibly have motivated the man to do what you described. Why on earth would this fellow have wanted to blow air into the gas pipe work where he lived?
I have a reason. There's only one possibility that I can think of. And that is... he used the leaking
Murder!
gas to commit murder.
Order, counsel. Precisely whose life do you propose this man was plotting to end?
The answer
Not
couldn't be
so
simpler.
bad.
Now we've unraveled the mystery this far.
Not so bad.
Mr. Shamspeare wanted to end the life of...
Take that.
Himself. Damn, we should.
It would have been funny. If a gas lamp were to go out, it would be noticed immediately, of course. But a gas stove, on the other hand, could be silently extinguished by the killer without anyone noticing.
Murder in an Ace Attorney game? Heavens to Murgatroyd.
I live around those parts myself, so I know what that's like. I can tell you, trying to sleep without the stove lit is pretty much suicide. You'd freeze to death in no time.
Mr. Garrett, the landlord, has a large fireplace in his part of the residence on the top floor. Sort of insane when you think about it. In other words, it wasn't the landlord, but a fellow lodger whose life Mr. Shamspear was trying to end.
Outrageous.
I'm talking, of course, about the defendant. Mr. Natsume isn't the villain in this case. He's the victim this man was trying to murder. That one wasn't me.
Objection!
The accused is actually the aggrieved. Interesting. However, the fundamental facts of the case remain unchanged. Namely, that the accused is the aggressor here.
What? How can you still claim that?
Let us indulge your fancies for a moment and assume that there was indeed poison on the mouth of the gas pipe. The question that then arises is who put it there?
I'm with you. Who did put it there?
The only logical conclusion is that the person responsible was aware of this man's trickery with the gas supply and his intent to kill.
Perhaps that would indeed seem logical. This had well aware. How would she or she have known to lace the end of the gas pipe with poison?
So now we must ask, how could anyone have known of Mr. Shamspear's murderous design? Ah, you mean to suggest? Naturally. The sole possible answer to that question couldn't be more obvious.
So what do you think, Garrett? Do you think Garrett did it?
Garadeb or maybe the gas man, but it sounds like they didn't know how he was stealing gas, so I don't think they would have poisoned the pipe.
I don't think. Well, he also him blowing into it didn't have anything to do with him stealing the gas.
Yeah. Like, Garadeb is the only person that makes sense, I think.
If Garrett had lied to us about
And that
having
could
a
be
connection to Selden, because he does have a picture and he said it was just random. But
Yeah.
Garrett would have been able to access the room when the dude left,
right.
and he would have
Garrett
seen
does-
all of the flickering.
Yeah, he watches the pipes all the time.
That'd be my top guess at the moment.
Yeah. What?
In other words, the person who put the poison on the gas pipe in what was a clear retaliatory attack can only have been the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume.
Ah,
Whatever Mr. William Shamspeare may or may not have contrived to do, he was nevertheless the victim of a potentially lethal poison attack. And the only person who could have possibly perpetrated the attack is the accused, Mr. Natsume.
this isn't going well.
The defense counsel's theorizing has failed to avert suspicion from the accused. Far from it. In fact, now that the clear motive for the poisoning has been successfully established, that suspicion is greater than ever. Would you not agree, my Nepalese friend?
Ah. Ah!
Rabble, rabble, rabble,
Rabble, rabble, rabble, rabble.
rabble, rabble, rabble.
Rabble,
I
rabble,
love
rabble.
Jesus.
How did you manage to turn that around on me so rapidly?
Mr. Naruto, you must respond. Otherwise, the members of the jury may very well change their leanings against us again. And this may be our last chance to gain the advantage.
What advantage?
Well, it would seem that somebody put poison on the gas pipe in Mr. Shamspeare's room. So we must name the person now and absolve Mr. Natsume of guilt.
You mean name the true culprit?
I know it might sound impossible, but if we fail to do that, I have no doubt that Mr. Natsume's fate will be sealed, once and for all.
As it happens, one possible culprit does come to mind. The evidence, the poison. It's all pointing to a particular person now.
The prosecution calls for the jury to consider their leanings again. I trust you'll make the correct choice this time, Mr. Ford.
What? Oh, so you are.
Objection!
You don't know.
Otherwise, it could be olive green?
It could be. I don't.
Because she seems
think
to have
that
beef
really
with
makes sense.
Shamspear, at least.
She
There
definitely
was-
doesn't like him.
There is one other person who I believe could have been involved in all of this. The true culprit of this crime.
The true culprit.
I'm trying to remember the timeline. Miss Shamspear moved in.
Was she still unconscious?
Yeah, I think she would have been. So it couldn't have been her.
When did she wake up? Was it before or after we heard about Natsume?
It was the same day, I think, that all this. It was the same day we found the body, quote unquote. So I think.
I guess we can just try one and then the other, right?
Yeah, I think Garrett is more likely, but Olive has a motive at least.
Yeah.
Because what's his
But
ass
then-
had that room before and also died of gas.
A term found only in second-rate novels featuring third-rate great detectives, my Nepalese friend. But why not? This farce has gone on for so long already. I see no reason to cut it short before its disappointing climax.
You want me to tell you? I mean, I think those are our two, I think. I don't think it could be anybody of
That's
those
fine.
two.
Yeah. Tell us, my learned Nepalese friend, what is your latest theory? Who is the so-called true culprit of this crime?
Like I said, it's either Garrideb or Olive, so I think Garrideb is more likely because Olive was unconscious when this happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have 4 lives, so it's not like it actually
Take
matters.
that!
Take that. I'm betting no based on this.
You claim this person is the true culprit.
Highly suspicious, I would say, yes.
Perhaps, my learned friend, you should turn those wide eyes of suspicion on yourself.
What?
For it seems to me that your reckless reasoning makes you far more than anyone else you could name. A very dangerous man indeed.
All right, all of it is, I suppose.
Mr. Arnaud, please, you must concentrate.
I was trying to.
And you must concentrate harder.
Harsh. It was Olive, I guess?
Take that!
Because
Then-
maybe she
okay,
got
yeah.
strychnine from the hospital then?
Oh, yeah, she did have poison. The name of the person responsible for the poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspear is, I believe, Miss Olive Green.
Miss Olive Green. Miss Olive Green. I do feel as though I've heard that name in the recent past, Counsel. I don't recall where.
She was the victim in the case 2 days ago. 6 days ago.
Miss Olive Green, the woman from 6 days ago. The victim in the recent case of stabbing on Briar Road. An incident for which Mr. Natsume was arrested, I hasten to add.
And found innocent. Also important.
No, found not guilty.
Hmm.
Oh, of course, yes. Miss Green. She was left comatose for some 3 days, I believe, but here she regained consciousness 2 days ago.
And I hardly need to remind the court that Mr. Shamspear's poisoning took place 3 days ago.
Yeah, that's why I didn't think it was possible.
Given that the woman was lying comatose in the hospital by the time, she appears to have a rather fine alibi.
True, on the night that the incident occurred, Miss Green was in hospital unconscious. So on the face of it, it would seem that she couldn't possibly be responsible, but still. My colleagues and I visited Miss Green in the hospital yesterday, and we found her to be in possession of a bottle of poison.
Good gracious, she had poison.
And there is another fact that links Miss Green to this case as well. The defense requests that she be brought to the witness stand in order to explain the details to the court.
Tell me, Mr. Shamspeare.
Ah, my lord, pray, what be thy bidding?
Are you acquainted with Miss Green?
No, never heard of her.
Judging by the look on Mr. Shamspeare's face, I think perhaps he genuinely doesn't know her. At least, not by name.
As the voice of Her Majesty's prosecution here, I adhere to my word. We will see my learned Nipponese's friend's farce through to its conclusion.
I appreciate that. I almost want him to just like squint in anger before continuing.
The prosecution requests a short recess, my lord, in order to subpoena the witness and bring her here.
Where's Miss Olive Green?
Indeed, my lord. 1 hour should be sufficient.
Very well, I'll grant the request.
Excellent, I hope.
The defense has made a most extraordinary accusation, I must say. At the present time, I feel the prosecution's argument remains largely uncontested. Accordingly, I'm afraid the defendant has culpably remained the sole subject of this court's attention. Thank you, counsels. We reconvene in 1 hour. Court is adjourned.
And maybe we could reconvene.
Yeah, I was gonna say this seems like a
In
good place
1
to
week.
stop if it lets me.
My voice is also quitting out
To
on me
be
really
continued.
early tonight.
Excellent. I was hoping for it to be continued.
I don't know why.
To be
Maybe I never
continued means it
recovered.
would let me save immediately.
Maybe I just never fully recovered from screaming in the dead of night at the ghosts. Ah, they're attacking me. They're everywhere.
All right, but that'll do it for us tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one, and we'll catch you tomorrow for. I talked to Swissy, and
Something?
we're doing Rain Code. Bye.
Goodbye.